I'm Matthew Graves, and I'm from Quick Start Coach and Your Success Advantage. And this is my third live workshop to help people who are trying to build businesses and allow them to work from home and earn income via the internet. I call them the traffic-wise workshops because all success online depends on getting the attention of people via the internet and convincing them to take action by signing up or purchasing things from you. That's all what we're all looking for. Attention on the internet is all about getting visitors or traffic, as we call it, to your website by real people who are actually going to be interested in what you're talking about. And if you send good quality traffic to websites that are compelling to get them to actually sign up, then people will take action. And we prove that over and over and over again, month after month. If you're not getting results, then that means there's either a problem with your traffic or a problem with the offer. There's no other possibilities. It's either traffic or it's the offer. And those are the two things that you have to look at and say, well, why is it that I'm not getting the signups that I want? And that's what these workshops are here for. They're here to help you solve those problems and get more signups and sales. So tonight, as I said, I want to talk to you about some trends that I'm seeing accelerating in recent months, and they can be very troubling for beginning internet marketers. Things are getting harder for marketers who have not made the jump to a more sophisticated marketing system. I'm seeing it in the numbers, and I just want to share all those numbers with you. So for years, I've been telling people that selling to strangers is not working like it used to. And what do I mean by that? Most internet marketers try to get signups and sales by taking cold traffic and sending it to pages that want them to sign up for some kind of a business opportunity or to purchase a product. Cold traffic is visitors who do not have some connection or relationship with you already. So I refer to them as strangers. You advertise in one of the many different ways to be able to get visitors to your website, and that sends visitors to the pages that you're promoting. They don't know who you are or very much about the page that you're showing them. That's cold traffic. So cold traffic is visitors that are coming to your website that do not have some kind of a previous relationship with you. They're not on your list. They're not connected with you in any way. They may have heard of you if you have a brand, but there's no already existing connection of know, like, and trust. They are strangers to you. So most beginning internet marketers send that traffic to pages which are asking people to make a buying decision. So even if they don't have to pay now because it's a free trial or sign up to get information about this offer or this great product, they know ultimately in the end that they want to use this product, they're going to end up having to pay for it. They know that ultimately they're going to be asked for money. They are trying to be sold something. And that is what gets people in trouble, is sending strangers to things that are ultimately going to ask them to buy. Yes, you may get a 1-week free trial, but what does that imply? It implies that at the end of that 1 week, you're going to have to give me money. So people are then immediately get up the barrier because they are seeing this as a choice that they're making. Well, am I going to decide, am I going to buy this? So even if it's free right now, unless it's free always, then it's a buying decision. So you're asking a stranger to make a buying decision. It's very obvious they're going to have to pay in the future, and you're trying to get strangers to buy from you, even if they're not paying you money today. So this is the same as somebody who sends you a friend request on Facebook and then immediately tries to pitch you on their new business opportunity. And they don't even know you or know anything about you at this point, but they're trying to pitch you saying, hey, this would be great for you. Well, how do you know this would be great for me? You don't know anything about me other than you somehow got a connection for me, and you think that gives you the ability to be able to pitch me on this latest, greatest offer. how many emails I get in the run of a day from people who say, this would be really great for you to be able to promote to your list. I'm sure you'd love it if I promoted it to my list. But, I don't know who you are. I've never heard of you before. Why do you think that I would be considering that I might promote your offer to my list? You get to know me first before you try to sell me. But this is what most people are trying to do online. And when somebody does that to me, I usually, if it's on Facebook, I immediately unfriend them and block them. I'm not interested in talking to them if the only thing they're interested in doing is pitching me, because they're a stranger to me and I don't trust what they have to say. Why are they an expert to say that this is a great thing for me? They don't know who I am, and I don't know whether they even know what they're talking about. So my immediate assumption is they're just trying to sell me, not interested. See you later. The reality is that people love to buy, but they hate to be sold. People love to buy things. I mean, that whenever you buy a new tool or a new car, or you get something that you've always been waiting to get, you get very excited when you buy things and when you finally get to purchase things that you really want to purchase. What they don't like is they don't like to be sold. So when you come across as a salesperson to someone who's a stranger, that's exactly how they're going to see you. This person's just trying to sell me something. They're not interested in a relationship. They're only interested in a transaction. So I've been telling people for years that you can't try to sell to cold traffic. And what I have seen recently is that whole trend of people trying to do that is working even less now than it was even a month ago, to quite a high extreme. So when we talk about cold traffic versus warm traffic, what we're really talking about is cold traffic is the traffic that's coming in from visitors who don't know who you are. So if you go out and you send emails and safe lists and people are clicking to get their credits and to go and see your offer, or if you're running ads on Facebook and somebody clicks the ad and then comes through, if that ad is targeting people who are not already connected with you in Facebook in some way, that's cold traffic, because all of these people are strangers. This is their first interaction with something that you've asked them to do. So they're a stranger. So if immediately when you talk to a stranger, you are trying to get them to buy something or sign up for something, which is ultimately going to require them to buy something to use, you're trying to sell to strangers. Now, warm traffic, on the other side, warm traffic is the traffic you get from people that have a relationship with you. So if you have an email list and an autoresponder like GetResponse or Aweber, ConvertKit, and you've been mailing those people on a regular basis, at least 2 or 3 times a week, offering help and advice and trying to build a relationship with them. And then you say, hey, you should go check out this new thing that just came out and sign up to buy it, or to sign up for free. Then that's warm traffic. It's warm because those people know who you are. You already have a relationship with them. And what I'm seeing online, it always has been that warm traffic converts better than cold traffic. But that difference between warm traffic and cold traffic is getting wider and wider and wider. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples of that in a minute. So when you're talking to the warm traffic, the people that are on your email list or have a connection with you in some way, they're much more likely to sign up for whatever you're offering because they have this trust factor with you. I always say you need to work on building an audience of people who know, like, and trust you. Because when you have an audience of people who know, like, and trust you, they're going to be much more likely to be interested in the things that you're trying to promote and sell. Now, if I look at how that is translating out for some of our recent launches, we just did a launch last week of Home Income Mailer, and that program so far has about between 1,250 and 1,300 people that have signed up for it as of right this moment. So in the last 10 days, we've signed up 1,300 people. Well, of those 1,300 people, 75% of them came from warm traffic sources. That is the highest number we have ever had for any launch coming from warm traffic. Our last launch a couple of weeks ago, was the same thing. It was much more skewed towards warm traffic versus cold traffic. So 3 out of 4 of our members for this launch didn't come from people advertising the program on other safe list mailers, traffic exchanges, etc. It came from people either mailing their own list or from my list of prospects that have been brought in, that are people that are part of Your Success Advantage. 75%, 3 out of 4 signups came from warm traffic. Cold traffic, in what I have seen in all of the analysis of the numbers recently, is converting worse and worse as time goes along. It takes more visitors from cold traffic to get one person to convert than it has in the past. So the whole idea of trying to sell even free things to strangers, even free signups, like a free signup for a safe list mailer like the one we just launched, even converting that free traffic over into signups is getting harder. And it's more and more important that you be focused on more of the warm traffic sources. Now, this is not going to be any surprise to anybody who's been listening to me for a while, because I've been telling people you need to build a list of people that know, like, and trust you for years. So, but what I'm seeing now is that what used to be well, this will really help enhance your results in the past is now becoming a necessity for results. And the other interesting thing is that almost every sale for our last few launches have come from warm traffic sources, not cold traffic sources. So after someone signs up for one of our launches, it's a free sign-up page that offers them some kind of a bonus or a giveaway in order to get them to give us their name or email address and join the program. And they're joining the program as a free member. Now, after they join as a free member, they have the option. They can continue as a free member, or they can purchase an upgrade, which will unlock other features or benefits that will allow them to get more out of the use of the site by becoming a premium member. Most people who join stay as free members forever. A certain percentage upgrade and become premium members. And what we're seeing now is that the people that are taking that first offer after they sign up, then they get an offer and it says, okay, here's the benefits of becoming a premium member. Do you want to do it monthly, quarterly, or buy a lifetime premium membership? And the people that are taking those offers are primarily key people that are coming in from warm traffic sources. So what I'm seeing from all the statistics that I'm looking at and from looking at everybody's numbers is that literally 3/4 of our signups for even free programs are coming from warm traffic, and almost all the sales of the people who upgrade those free programs to paid traffic are coming from warm traffic. So how do you get warm traffic? If you're just starting out and you don't have an email list yet, well, then how do you do that? How do you get more warm traffic? And of course, the key to getting more warm traffic is you have to be taking the cold traffic that you have coming in now and putting it only towards things that are going to get that connection, that are going to put that person on your email list. So you take your cold traffic, which is coming in from safe list mailers, solo ads, bot traffic, any traffic that's coming in from people that do not know who you are, and you send that to whatever page is most likely to put that person on your email list. And once you have their email address, then you start sending them emails that are going to convince them that you're someone who can be trusted, that you're not just a salesperson, that you're interested in helping them. And when you do that, you build a relationship. So it's not about a transaction. It's not a transactional relationship. Hey, you want to buy this from me? Yes, great. Let's do the transaction. Right? That's the way most people think that sales happen online, but it's not how sales happen online. And it's getting less and less that way as things go along. If you want to go out and you want to buy some toilet paper from Amazon, then that's fine because it's a staple, you need it. But if you're coming out and you're deciding, hey, Am I going to buy this product that's going to help me make YouTube videos, or am I going to buy something that you're less certain about, that isn't just a straight up staple? You want to buy it from somebody whose advice you trust. You want to buy it from someone who you see as an expert or an authority in that area. So if I want to go and buy solar panels for my off-grid installation, well, I'm going to do some research. And I'm going to go and I'm going to watch some YouTube videos of people who are reviewing the different panels. And I'm going to get a sense from my communication with those people as to who can be trusted and who can't be trusted. And then that is the information I get is going to go into my decision about what solar panels I'm going to buy. And whoever, when I go out and check out those YouTube videos, whoever I'm most impressed with, I'm going to use his link to buy those from Amazon, and he's going to get the commission, because I want to purchase things from people who I trust and from people that I think are out looking out for me and helping me to make the right decisions. If you want to make sales online, you have to become someone that people trust. You can't just go out there and try to convince strangers to buy things from you. And the only way to build a relationship is to have a person's contact information. You have no way to be able to build a relationship with people if you can't get in touch with them. You know, back in your single days, if you were out at the bar and you were talking to someone and you thought, hey, you know, I'd like to talk to this person more in the future, what did you do? You asked them for their phone number, because how are you going to continue a relationship with that person once the two of you leave the bar if you don't have any way to contact them? So the key to success online now is you have to double down on the idea of that all cold traffic has to be going into list building. And then it's the list and that relationship that you build with that list that is going to ultimately lead to sales. If you're trying to get cold traffic to buy things, you're going to be sorely disappointed, because almost no sales are coming in from that. And that number of new sales that are coming in from cold traffic has gone down 50% in the last 3 months. That's how quickly it is skewing that way now. Because of course, we're in a time where people are very uncertain. They don't know what to think. They don't know if they're going to have a job. They don't know the next time they're going to be able to go to the grocery store. What do people want when things are all in chaos around them? They want someone to lead them. They want someone to tell them it's going to be okay. Just do what I tell you to do. People are looking for more guidance, and they're looking for people that they can trust. Because trust, if you trust someone, that's what gives you the confidence to move forward, even though you're not sure yourself. And everything is very uncertain right now in people's lives. So you have to be focused on becoming someone that people trust. But you can't do that until you get their name and their email address. And that is where cold traffic comes in. Getting names and email addresses from people that are already on your list is pretty useless. There's no sense in sending people on your list to a lead capture offer, because you've already got their name or their email address. You know, you need to take the strangers and convert strangers into subscribers or friends. Build that relationship and then turn those friends into customers. It's those friends that you send. So I just got off the phone with one of my coaching clients who's been promoting a home income mailer for the last 2 weeks. And I'll just use his numbers as an example. I'm sure he won't mind. But when we were going through his numbers, he has sent over 6,000 cold traffic visitors to the launch thus far, mostly from other safe list mailers. So he sent 6,000 visitors. He has 37 signups under him right at this particular moment. So the way I would normally calculate conversions is I would look at I would take 6,000 visitors and I would divide it by 37. And I would say, oh, well, that's better than 200 visitors per signup. So for safe list traffic, if you can get 200 strangers to come to an offer to get their name and email address, and one of them decides to opt in, if you're doing 200 to 1 or better, you're doing pretty good. I would say, hey, that's really good conversions. Except that when you dig deeper, you realize that's not where the signups came from. So when we look deeper into, well, where did these signups come from? Of those 37 signups, only 14 came from cold traffic. So 14 of 37 signups came from cold traffic. So we take his 6,000 visitors and we divide it by 14 signups instead. Well, now he's converting at worse than 400 to 1, which is not great at all. You generally want to be 300 to 1 or better on safe list traffic for a good offer. It depends on the traffic sources you're using, but this is assuming that you're using the best converting sources and really focused on trying to send traffic from the sites that are converting, and you're not sending a lot of traffic from sites that aren't converting or that have low traffic. Generally, if you can keep it under 300 to 1, you're doing pretty good. He's 400 to 1 on his cold traffic, but he's got 37 signups. Well, if he didn't get those signups from the cold traffic, where'd it come from? Well, we dug deeper. And we said, okay, how many people came from you mailing your email list? So he has an email list in Aweber that he regularly mails 4 or 5 times a week. And this is a list that he's been working on building for literally 3 or 4 years. So he has 1,000 people roughly in Aweber that is a clean list. He's signed up thousands and thousands of people over the last 4 years, but most of them have quit and unsubscribed, etc., as common to happen with email lists. So he's got maybe 1,000 active people, and these would be people that have either signed up in the last 30 days to something that added them to his list, or people that have opened an email in the last 90 days. So of those 1,000 people, he's mailed them a few times telling them they should come join Home Income Mailer, and 15 of those 1,000 people have joined Home Income Mailer under him. So he got as many signups from his own list as he got from cold traffic. So because he built up this list, he was managed, maybe it took him an hour to send all the emails he sent to his list over the last 10 days since the launch. And that hour of work, because he put the effort into building a list, has generated 15 signups. Now, he spent countless hours, probably several dozen hours, to generate 6,000 visitors that got the same result. And this is what we're seeing now, that this difference is that I talk to person after person after person, and they tell me that they're getting a lot more signups from the lists they've built than they're getting from the cold traffic that they're sending in. And this is just underlining the importance of building a list. And if you haven't started building a list yet, the only thing you have is cold traffic. And you have to be taking that cold traffic and putting it onto something that's going to put them on a list that's going to get emailed regularly. So I mentioned he has 37 signups. He got 14 from cold traffic. He got 15 from his list. So that's 29. Where did the other 8 come from? The other 8 came from the emails that I'm sending on his behalf because he's a member of Your Success Advantage. So with the Your Success Advantage program, every time somebody signs up for any one of my sites or offers or the lead capture pages that we give you, they get put on a list, and I email that list for you. So I'm sending emails every day to roughly 1,000 people that he has in Your Success Advantage. And I managed to get 8 of those people to join Home Income Mailer under him, in addition to the 15 he got himself. So when you break down his numbers, you say 37 people, like only about 35% of his signups came from cold traffic, even though he generated over 6,000 visitors, over 600 visitors a day for the last 10 days. And that has only amounted for 35% of his signups. 65% of his signups have come from his lists that he mails himself with Aweber, and his list that I mail on his behalf with Your Success Advantage. These are the numbers that I'm seeing talking to person after person, time after time, is that roughly we're finding if they're part of your success advantage and they're promoting the launches, we're finding that 1/3 of their signups come from cold traffic, 1/3 of their signups come from them mailing their own list, and 1/3 of their signups are coming from me mailing their list in your success advantage, if they have all three of those things in motion. And this is way things are breaking out. So if you don't have a list yet, you've got to get on building one right away, because the opportunity to be able to get that list, it gets harder and harder as every month and week goes by, because it's harder to convert people. It's harder and harder to get somebody to give you their name and their email address. You have to offer them more, give them more, be more compelling in order to get somebody's name and email address than you had to even 3 months ago. So this is not a time to sit around and waste and say, well, maybe I'll build an email list next year. You need to build it now, because now is the best time. They talk about when you plant a tree. Well, what's the best time to plant a tree? Well, the best time to plant a tree would have been 40 years ago, because now the tree would be fully grown. Well, what's the second best time to plant a tree? Well, the second best time to plant a tree is today, because at least it can get started growing, and that's better than planting it tomorrow or the next day. And it's the same thing with your list. You need to be taking your cold traffic and you need to be sending it to something that builds your list. That's why I converted all my programs 3 years ago into being list building programs in addition to traffic programs. So the people right now that are sending their cold traffic to their sign up pages at Home Income Mailer, when someone signs up from one of those pages, they also get added to their mailing list. If you're a member of your Success Advantage, it automatically gets transferred over there, and then I mail that person for you. If you're not a member of your Success Advantage, well, you can tie your autoresponder, Aweber Get Response or Convert Kit, to your account at Home Income Mailer. So as soon as someone joins Home Income Mailer under you, they're going to get added to your list at Aweber Get Response or Convert Kit. If you use another autoresponder, not one of those three that are directly integrated, well, you can download your list as a CSV file and then import it into whatever autoresponder you use. But you've got to be building this list. And then that same thing applies everywhere else. And then in addition to that, I also created your viral list, and we just did an update on it a couple of weeks ago. Let's see if I can go ahead and get an actual screen shot to go here. All right. So hopefully you can, you can hopefully see me and my screen here right now. So now let me put something for you to actually watch on that screen. All right, so I'm just logged into your viral list here. Just to kind of show you, your viral list is a tool which is designed to be able to give you high converting lead capture offers, which you can use to actually build your list. So in addition to promoting whatever of my launches or anything that are going on right now and using those to build your list, you also have the option with your viral list to be able to use the lead capture pages that are built in here. So if I come in here to your viral list, hopefully everybody can see that okay on there. Maybe I will make it a little bigger for you. Oh, look at that. Okay, so if you come in here into your viral list and you go down here to the build your list option on the side, and then you click on your funnels, it gives you different lead capture funnels that are in here for you to be able to use to build your list. These are the places that you would send traffic to in order to turn that traffic into subscribers on your email list. So it's organized with the highest converting offers at the top. So you can see up here at the top, we've got Facebook Ad Geek is obviously the current highest converting offer. These numbers update every 10 minutes, so it's live. You're looking at over the last 30 days, what is the conversion rate for each of these lead capture offers. So this particular one, Facebook Ad Geek, has 177 visitors per sign up, is the conversion rate. The next highest one, Simple Startups, is 188. Profit Maximizers, 208. Now, when we talk about conversions, most of the people promoting these reports and promoting my programs are doing it using safe lists. Now, safe lists from a conversion perspective typically are going to convert lower than if you were to, say, buy solo ads from Udemy or something like that. If you're, the more that the people are paying attention and the less they're incentivized to look at your page, the more focused they are on the offer itself, the higher the conversions are going to be. So if someone uses safe solo ads regularly might look at these and go, well, 177 visitors per sign up, that's not a very good sign up page. But if you were sending solo ads to this, you'd probably get a sign up for every two or three visitors. This is the average over all the different traffic sources that people use. And some people use really bad converting traffic sources like traffic co-ops, or even they buy junk traffic on Fiverr and that kind of thing. And that draws the overall average conversions down. The other people use kind of free traffic sources in the middle that don't convert as well as the highest paid sources. And they might, like a safe list might convert it probably around this range for this particular report. So if you're a member of your viral list and you send visitors to this particular URL right here, this is the lead capture page. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. That is coded to your particular member ID. And all of these, despite the time it's taking to load right now, which is kind of countering what I'm about to say, but all of these pages are actually hosted on Amazon servers. So they come from whatever Amazon server is closest to the person who's viewing the page. Try to make them load faster. My computer's just running a little slow here because we're doing video streaming here tonight, and that takes a lot of resources. So when you send visitors to this page, they want this report, this Facebook Ad Geek report. And to get that report, they have to give you their name and their email address and click download now. And after they do that, they're going to get an email from your viral list that says, here's a link to your report, and they'll be added to your email list. So when you send traffic to these reports, then for every roughly 177 visitors you send on average, you're going to get another person added to your list. And that's one person now that you can be communicating to. And when they click on the links, that's warm traffic. So the amount of success that you're going to have online is directly related to how you can take your cold traffic and turn it into subscribers so that that can generate warm traffic, which you can turn into buyers. That is the process that works. And yet, when I look at what people are doing out there right now and what they're promoting, time after time, over and over again, they're promoting things which are things for people to buy. Even if it doesn't require a payment right now, it gives the impression that you're going to have to buy this. They're so desperate to make money in the short term that they're throwing away the long term. And if you went and you looked at the list of who are the top refers to my launches time after time after time, it's the people that have built up the lists. It's the people that have lists of people that they can email. But the reality is that whenever they started, be it a year ago, be it 6 months ago, be it 4 years ago, they had 0 subscribers just like you. Everybody starts at 0. And then you get your first subscriber, and then your second subscriber, and your third subscriber, and you keep building it up until you get to the point where you have a list which is big enough to actually generate results. Sorry, I'm back again. Hopefully you can still hear me again. I clicked the wrong button. I deleted myself from the stream. So as you send your traffic to pages which are converting them into subscribers, you build that list. And when your list gets big enough, then now it makes sense that you start mailing them. So I want to give you a little bit of advice regarding where your focus should be in getting this model set up for you. The first thing you have to do is you have to absolutely stop promoting anything that is not building your list to cold traffic. You have to stop sending cold traffic to anything that does not turn that person into a subscriber on your email list. I see even people that are part of your Success Advantage, people that promote my programs regularly. I go out on the safe list and I'm looking at the different things that people are promoting, and I see, and they're taking a portion of their traffic and they're promoting some offer from ClickBank or JBZoo or Warrior Forum. And what goes through my mind is, what are you doing? Why are you sending traffic to this thing that is absolutely not going to put anyone on your list? If it doesn't have a lead capture page on the front end that converts better than the pages that are in any of these programs, then you should not be sending even a single visitor over there from your cold traffic. If you send a safe list email out and it's promoting some product that's for sale on Warrior Forum, you just wasted that traffic. The likelihood that anyone's going to buy it is almost zero, because people don't buy things from strangers. So you work hard for that traffic, or you pay money for that traffic, and then you send it to something that generates nothing for you. It generates nothing in the short term because nobody buys, so you don't make any money. And it generates nothing in the long term because it didn't add that person to your list either. If you had taken that 1,000 visitors that you sent to that Warrior Forum offer and instead had sent it to one of those pages that's building your list, you'd have 5 more subscribers right now. 5 subscribers that you'd be able to start communicating with. So you have to be vigilant about traffic. Cold traffic only goes to things that build your list, because building the list is what is going to get you 75% of your results. If you don't build a list, then you're always going to be in a situation of trying to get strangers to buy things, and that doesn't work. You have to get followers, subscribers, your audience to buy things. And you can't build an audience unless you take strangers and convince them that they want to be your friends and that they want to be your subscribers. So you figure out what is the offer, be it a lead capture page at your viral list, be it whatever my current launch is, be it something, some page you create yourself on a WordPress site or with a tool like Lead Pages or ClickFunnels. I don't care what you send it to, but send it to something that puts that person on your list. Then once you have that person on your list, the first thing that people all think is, okay, well, now I got to be emailing those people. Well, if you're just starting out, that's a mistake. It's a mistake because as soon as you start adding emailing your list to your task of things to do every day, that is going to eat up a big chunk of time that should be going to putting more people on your list. Getting your get response or your Aweber all set up, figuring out what you're going to mail people, and sending mails to 15 subscribers is a complete and utter waste of time. Because of those 15 subscribers, probably only one of them is even going to open the mail, and you'll only get a click about 1 out of every 5 or 6 emails that you send. 15 people isn't enough people to justify sending mails to initially. You have to put all of your effort, and you have to hunker down and work hard to get that list larger. Until your list is a few hundred people, I wouldn't even bother setting up your autoresponder. If you're using your viral list or one of my programs, we're going to store those signups for you. You don't even have to integrate an autoresponder. Learning to use an autoresponder if you're not a member of your Success Advantage, learning to use an autoresponder is going to take time. It's a skill you're going to have to learn. Then figuring out what you're going to email them, well, all that time is going to come from the time you could have spent getting more traffic to build your list. So don't get distracted. Focus initially on just cold traffic to highest converting offer, cold traffic to highest converting offer. How can I get more cold traffic from quality sources? That should be getting like 95% of all of your business focus. You shouldn't be thinking about, what am I going to sell to these people eventually? Oh, that looks like a really good offer. That's a distraction. Your focus, until you have 500 to 1,000 people on your email list, like 100% of your business effort should be getting 500 to 1,000 people on your email list. And yes, you need that many. You're not going to make money with a list of 100 people. Just think about the math of how it works. If you have 100 people, the average open rate for a Make Money Online email, if you're good, is 10%. So if you have 100 people on your list, 10 people open it. A good click-through rate, if you're good with writing emails, is 1 or 2%. So 100 people on your email list, 1 or 2 people are going to click the link in that email to potentially go look at something you might be promoting. Your conversion rate is going in them actually signing up for that is going to be even lower. And that's assuming you got 100 people on your list. Now, if you got 1,000 people on your list, 100 people are reading the mail, 10 or 20 people are clicking the link, you very well may get a sign up or more, or a few signups for some kind of a free offer, which then they may upgrade later out of a 1,000-person list. But if you're spending 2 hours to write an email to a 15-person mail list, that's 2 hours that could have been spent, and you could have had 2 more subscribers instead. So you have to stay, when you're first starting out and you don't have your list, you have to be completely focused on, you are a cold traffic machine, and you are just generating as much traffic as possible. And the longer it takes you to get to that 500 or 1,000 people is the longer time it's going to be until you can even stand a chance at making money. So you have to be completely focused. You don't want to get distracted by looking for things to sell them. We don't start out by saying, what do we want to sell people? And then going and trying to sell it. You start out by building an audience and then looking at that audience and saying, what would these people like to buy once you have an audience? And let the audience guide you as to what you're going to sell them. You don't go out looking for an audience for a product. You go out and look for a product for your audience once you have an audience. So you have to be completely focused. Once you have 500 to 1,000 people, now you have to start mailing them. Probably, if you're in the Make Money Online niche, at least 3 times a week. And now these emails are not going to be, hey, go buy this, and then, hey, go buy that, and then the next one, hey, go buy this instead. They have to be building a relationship. And you don't build a relationship by getting people to buy things, just like the people who send me messages trying to get me to sign up for their latest, greatest business opportunity is the first email I get from them. You build relationships by helping them, by sharing information with them, by sharing your journey with them, by telling them, hey, here's what I'm working on right now, and here's how it's going. People want to share the journey with you. So you can share the journey as you go, and they will become your followers and your supporters. You're trying to become their guide, not a salesperson. All you have to be is a few steps ahead of them in the process. And the fact that you're here with an email list and sending them emails means you're probably further ahead than most of them are. You can help them get to the point where you are now. And by the time they get to the point where you are, you'll be on to the next stage and able to help them to get to that point. And when people are on a journey with you, they are going to need products. They need to, if you're telling people they need to build an email list, well, they need traffic. Well, you can share them the places that you get traffic. Of course, if they sign up and if they buy traffic from any of those sources, you're going to make money. But you're not making money by trying to convince them to buy something they don't need. You're giving them the tools that they need on the journey as they go along. This is the key to success online. So stop wasting your traffic, sending it to things trying to turn traffic into money, because traffic can't be turned into money directly. There's a step in between that most people skip, and that is the audience. You have to turn traffic into an audience, and then an audience into money. And if you try to skip that step, you're not going to get the end result that you want. And that, in today's market, and with the numbers that I'm seeing recently, is becoming to the point where I can almost unequivocally say, if you try to skip that step, you absolutely will not make any money. It is becoming so blatant that you need that intermediary step, that it's not a nice to have. It's not something that will enhance your results. It's the key to any results in today's market, because people want to buy from people that they trust. Trust is in short supply. So you have to become a person that they trust before you can sell them. So I'm hoping that that is going to help to get you on the right path to getting this goal and accomplishing this success that you're looking for online. If you want to make money online, you have to get a group of people to follow you. It's not a nice to have anymore. It's a must have. And the only way to do that, if you're doing it via an email list, is you've got to send traffic to pages that convert those visitors, those strangers, that cold traffic. You've got to be sending that cold traffic to pages that are going to turn them into subscribers, followers, friends, whatever you want to call it. And then communicate with those followers, friends, in a way which makes them know, like, and trust you, so that then when you make recommendations of products, they sign up and they buy them. So if you need any help with any of that, I'm more than happy to help you. You can always send me an email. You can send it to Matthew@yoursuccessadvantage.com. You can even set up a call with me if you want to speak to me personally about it. If you go to quickstartcoach.com/schedule. And of course, if you found us here tonight without being on the TrafficWise list, you can get on the list to be able to get future notifications about these upcoming traffic seminars by going to gettrafficwise.com and giving us your name and your email address. And then I'd be more than happy to let you know when I'm going to do these. I want to keep doing these seminars as often as I can possibly schedule them in, because I think that, especially in today's environment right now, with everything that's going on with the coronavirus pandemic and people are at home, there's a lot of things in our world that are changing. We can't even fathom how things are going to be. It's not going to be a question of somebody flicking a switch and saying, okay, everything's reopened and it's all going to return to normal. Many people that used to work in offices are going to be working remotely for the foreseeable future. Many people who used to have jobs in particular areas are going to find themselves out of work. So it's more important than ever that you be learning the skills that you need in order to be able to succeed in making some money from home, at whatever level you want that to be, whether you want it to be an extra $50 a month or whether you want it to replace your full-time job. You're not going to get there unless you understand the concepts of attention, traffic, and conversions, because everything online comes out of traffic and conversions. If you can't get people's attention on whatever it is you want them to do and then convince them to do it and turn them into a conversion, then you don't have the ability to be able to succeed online. And that is a skill that has to be developed. And that's what I hope to share with you, is the tricks and the tips and the things that I've learned in order to get you there faster. And the biggest problem, the biggest hurdle that I have seen people face is they just keep trying over and over and over again to sell to strangers rather than building their list of people that know, like, and trust them. So thanks everybody for coming tonight. I'm more than happy to continue to help you, share with you. I gave you my email address. And of course, you can always come back here. If you missed part of this, you showed up late, then it will be available on a replay for you to be able to watch again. I'll clip out any of the nasty parts at the beginning so that we get right into the content. And I just really appreciate your support. And I hope that I can be of help to you and help you be able to get what you're looking for. Because there's never a time of more upheaval, and there's never a time of more opportunity than right now if you follow the right steps and you're willing to work hard to get it. There's no such thing as get rich quick. There's no such thing as making money without working. This is going to require work. It's probably going to require some investment on your part in money, either now or in the future. You can start out for free, but if you want to multiply, it's going to require you to get to a point where you're confident enough in your system that you're willing to buy traffic to get there faster. It can take you 3 years to build a list of 1,000 people, or you can have it in 3 months. It all depends on how hard you want to work and what you're willing to invest into the process. All right, great. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for all the great comments. Really appreciate it. And we'll be doing another one of these probably by the weekend, if not sooner. I've got lots of topics and lots of things to talk about with you, but I don't want to overdo it. This one's gone about as long as I want to hold you guys on here. So keep safe and stay indoors and take care of yourself. Health is number one. And then make sure that you're using this time to be able to move your life in a direction of where you want it to go. Thanks, everybody.